What if I told you that this tiny blue berry was used as medicine long before it ever appeared? On your breakfast table? That Native Americans used it to treat coughs, preserve meat, and predict the future? Scientists have tested thousands of foods searching for the most powerful antioxidant on the planet. Again and again, the blueberry won. Every year, humans consume over 1 billion pounds of blueberries, yet most people have no idea where it came from, who first grew it, or why Japan pays up to $10 for a single berry. You think it's just a fruit you throw in your yogurt. But the blueberry has a story that spans thousands of years, crosses entire oceans, and touches some of the most fascinating moments in human history. Stay with me. By the end of this video, you will never look at a blueberry the same way again. This is the complete story of the blueberry. Unlike most fruits we eat today, lemons from India, bananas from Southeast Asia, apples from Kazakhstan, the blueberry is one of the very few fruits that is truly native to North America. For over 13,000 years, blueberries grew wild across the forests and mountains of North America. Long before Europeans ever set foot on that continent, Native American tribes had already built an entire relationship with this berry. The Ojibwe people called it Minan, the mystery berry. They believed it was sent by the Great Spirit to feed their children during times of famine, and they were right to trust it. Blueberries are one of the most nutritionally complete wild foods on Earth. Native Americans used blueberries in ways that go far beyond eating. They dried them and mixed them with meat and fat to create pemmican, one of the world's first energy bars. This food could last for months without refrigeration and sustained warriors and hunters on long journeys. They also used blueberry juice as a natural dye for clothing and baskets, and blueberry leaves were brewed into tea to treat coughs, labor pain, and even depression. When European settlers arrived in North America in the 1600s, Native Americans introduced them to blueberries. The settlers immediately recognized something special and began incorporating them into their own cooking. But here is the remarkable thing. Despite being eaten for 13,000 years, blueberries were not commercially cultivated until the 20th century. For most of human history, this berry only grew wild. Nobody farmed it. That changed in 1908 thanks to one extraordinary woman. Her name was Elizabeth Coleman. White. She was a farmer's daughter from New Jersey who became obsessed with one question: why can't we grow blueberries on a farm? At the time, every expert said it was impossible. Blueberries were too wild, too unpredictable, too dependent on specific soil conditions. Nobody had ever successfully cultivated them at scale. Her name was Elizabeth Coleman. White. She was a farmer's daughter from New Jersey who became obsessed with one question: why can't we grow blueberries on a farm? At the time, every expert said it was impossible. Blueberries were too wild, too unpredictable, too dependent on specific soil conditions. Nobody had ever successfully cultivated them at scale. Elizabeth didn't listen. She partnered with USDA botanist Frederick E. Colville, and together they spent years experimenting. They discovered that blueberries need very acidic soil, a pH between 4 and 5, which is why they grow naturally in pine forests and swamps. She then did something brilliant. She offered cash rewards to local woodsmen for bringing her the largest, most flavorful wild blueberries they could find. From hundreds of samples, she selected the best plants and began crossbreeding them. By 1916, after nearly a decade of work, Elizabeth Coleman White harvested the world's first commercial crop of cultivated blueberries. She essentially created an entire industry from nothing. Today, that industry is worth over $3 billion annually. And it all started with one stubborn woman who refused to accept that something was impossible. Without her, blueberries would still be something you only found in the wild. Today, blueberries are grown on every continent except Antarctica. But the production is dominated by a handful of countries. The United States remains the world's largest producer, responsible for nearly 40% of global supply. The top growing states are Michigan, Georgia, Oregon, Washington, and New Jersey, the birthplace of commercial blueberry farming. Canada is the second largest producer, particularly wild blueberries from Quebec and Nova Scotia. Canadian wild blueberries are smaller and more intensely flavored than farmed varieties and highly prized for juices and supplements. Chile has become a powerhouse in the Southern Hemisphere. Because their growing season is opposite to North America, Chilean blueberries fill grocery stores in winter when American supplies run low. Chile now exports blueberries to over 50 countries. Peru has emerged as one of the fastest-growing producers in the world in just 10 years. Peru went from producing almost nothing to becoming the world's largest blueberry exporter by volume. In Europe, Spain and Poland lead production. And in Asia, China is rapidly expanding its blueberry farms to meet enormous domestic demand. But which country loves blueberries the most? The answer might surprise you. When it comes to consumption, the United States leads by a massive margin. Americans eat more blueberries than any other nation on Earth, consuming over 500 million pounds per year. Blueberries are deeply woven into American food culture. Blueberry pancakes, blueberry muffins, blueberry pie. These are not just foods. They are childhood memories and national traditions. But the most fascinating blueberry obsession in the world belongs to Japan. Japan imports blueberries in extraordinary quantities and treats them with a reverence that borders on worship. In Japanese supermarkets, premium blueberries are individually wrapped, displayed like jewelry, and sold for prices that would shock most Westerners. A single punnet of premium Japanese blueberries can cost $30 to $50, and people happily pay it. Why? Because in Japan, gift-giving culture places enormous value on premium food. Giving someone expensive fruit is a sign of deep respect. Blueberries, with their reputation as a superfood and their beautiful appearance, have become one of the most prestigious food gifts in the country. South Korea follows a similar pattern. Blueberry consumption has exploded in the last decade, driven by health, consciousness, and the Korean skincare industry, which uses blueberry extract heavily. In the UK, blueberry consumption has tripled in the last 15 years as the superfood movement took hold. The British now add blueberries to everything from porridge to gin cocktails. Now let's talk about why scientists keep calling the blueberry a superfood, because the evidence is genuinely remarkable. First, antioxidants. Blueberries contain more antioxidants than almost any other food tested. The specific compounds are called anthocyanins. They are what give blueberries their deep blue color. These molecules fight free radicals in the body, which means they slow cellular aging and reduce inflammation. Brain health. This is where blueberries truly shine. Multiple studies from Harvard University found that women who ate blueberries regularly delayed cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years. Other research shows blueberries improve memory, focus, and reaction time, even in children. Heart health. Anthocyanins reduce LDL cholesterol oxidation, lower blood pressure, and improve artery flexibility. People who eat blueberries 3 times per week have a 32% lower risk of heart attack, according to a Harvard study of over 93,000 women. Blood sugar. Despite being sweet, blueberries actually improve insulin sensitivity. They are one of the few sweet fruits recommended for people managing type 2 diabetes. Eye health. The same anthocyanins that protect your brain also protect your retina from oxidative damage. Regular blueberry consumption is linked to reduced risk of macular degeneration. Gut health. Blueberries are rich in fiber, which feeds beneficial gut bacteria. Studies show they change the composition of gut microbiome within just 6 weeks of regular consumption. Vitamins present in blueberries: vitamin C, vitamin K, vitamin B6, manganese, copper, and folate. 1 cup of blueberries contains only 84 calories, making them one of the most nutrient-dense, low-calorie foods on the planet. One important note: frozen blueberries retain virtually all their nutritional value, so there is no need to only buy fresh. Frozen is just as powerful. Now let's travel the world through blueberry dishes, because this berry has inspired some extraordinary cooking. United States, the blueberry muffin is perhaps the most iconic, but the real masterpiece is the classic American blueberry pie. Deep, jammy, sweet tart filling in a buttery crust. Maine is so proud of its wild blueberries that the blueberry pie is the official state dessert. Canada, wild blueberry grunt is a traditional maritime dessert. Wild blueberries stewed with sugar, topped with soft dumplings that steam above the fruit. Simple, rustic, and deeply satisfying. Scandinavia, in Sweden and Finland, blueberries are a national obsession. Blåbärssoppa, blueberry soup, is served both hot and cold, and is a traditional drink for long-distance runners and hikers. It sounds unusual, but it is absolutely delicious. Poland, pierogi z jagodami, blueberry dumplings, are a beloved summer dish. Soft dough filled with fresh wild blueberries, boiled and served with sour cream and sugar. Every Polish grandmother has her own recipe. Japan, blueberry daifuku is a modern, Japanese creation. Soft mochi rice cake filled with blueberry jam and sweet bean paste. It perfectly represents how Japan takes a foreign ingredient and transforms it into something uniquely Japanese. South Korea, blueberry. Makgeolli is a modern twist on the traditional Korean rice wine. The blueberries turn it a stunning purple color and add a fruity tartness that has made it wildly popular with younger Koreans. France. French pastry chefs have embraced the blueberry in tarts, macarons and entremets, a classic French. Blueberry tart with crème pâtissière is one of the most elegant desserts in the world. United Kingdom. Eton mess with blueberries has become a modern British summer classic. Crushed meringue, whipped cream and fresh blueberries. Simple, beautiful and perfect for a garden party. From the forests of North America, 13,000 years ago, to the breakfast tables, pastry shops and premium gift boxes of the modern world, the blueberry is one of the most extraordinary foods on earth. It heals, it nourishes, it connects cultures. It has inspired scientists, farmers, chefs and kings, and it fits in the palm of your hand. If you learned something new today, hit the like button. It takes 1 second, and it helps this channel reach more people who love discovering the secrets of natural food. Write in the comments, what is your favorite way to eat blueberries? Next week we are covering walnuts, the ancient brain food that has been eaten for over 9,000 years. Subscribe so you do not miss it. See you next week.